Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Today we are going to talk about child upbringing in Islam. How do we bring up righteous children? How do we develop our children? How do we assist our children? How do we build tomorrow's leaders? Your child, I pray, and your children, may Almighty Allah bless your children for you. May Allah assist you to be able to take care of them. May Allah give you the best of provisions to provide for them. May Allah make you the best stories, in their life. There are stories and there are stories. I pray that Almighty Allah will make you the kind of parents that have succeeded in giving birth to righteous children, children who will be assets to the society and not liabilities. It is the commandment of God that you take care of your children. So when you take care of your children, you are fulfilling a religious obligation. Allah says in Quran chapter 66 verse 6, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa alaykum nara, up to the end of the verse. Allah says, "O you who believe, protect yourself and your families, from the fire. The fire is made with stones and men, and upon it are stern-faced angels." But we have to look at the benefits of bringing up our children in the best way. Life is not about yourselves alone. Life is about every other person. When you are given a responsibility in Islam, you are a shepherd and you are expected to take care of your flock of sheep in an accountable manner. It says, "Kullukum ra'i wa kullukum mas'ulu an ra'iyati." Everyone is a shepherd, and everyone shall be accountable for whatever is placed under him or her. Developing our children, ensuring their growth and development, is the core responsibility of every father and every mother. The first assignment you have, and I use this opportunity to pray for all those who are seeking the face of Allah, may Allah grant you righteous children. May Allah grant you the fruit of the womb. Allah who granted Zachariah in spite of his age, may Allah grant you the fruit of the womb. May Allah make you happy. But that is not for you to go into depression because you are yet to give birth. Be hopeful, be strong in faith, and know that those who have are not better, because it is a form of trial. What Allah wants from you is prayers and patience. And like I said, Almighty Allah is capable of answering our prayers. In developing our children, in taking care of our children, the first assignment is for you to look for a good spouse. When you are seeking to get married, do not marry your wife because she is beautiful. Marry your wife looking for the right mother for your child, for your unborn child. The consideration is this woman capable of being a responsible woman, a responsible mother for my unborn children? You will be giving your children their rights by putting them into consideration when you want to get married. The wife must also carefully select the man, not because the man is handsome, but must consider the interest of the children. Is this man capable of being a responsible father to my unborn children? This is the first consideration. And eventually, if you are married, you have a duty to assist your wife into becoming a responsible woman. You have a duty to assist your husband into becoming a responsible man. Apart from this, both of you must ensure the solemnization of holy matrimony so that good offsprings will come out of both of you. Good children will come out of both of you. Your relationship must be lawful. You must ensure that your marriage is solemnized. You must ensure that the nikah actually took place. Today, so many people live with their husbands without the solemnization of the matrimony. Most people live with their so-called wives without doing the first thing that makes the relationship legitimate. Some would just say that, the parents are aware that we live together. That is not the right thing to do, because it is a very simple process. You can do it inside your room. You can do it inside your parlor. Just get the parents of the bride of the woman to sit down. In fact, with 12 or 13 people, you can do your nikah successfully. All that is needed is you'll be asked, that is ijab wa kubul, offer and acceptance. The man will be asked. If the man says, yes, I want to marry her, the woman will be asked. If the woman gives her consent, the father of the woman or any other guardian of the woman will be asked if they approve of the relationship. And after that, they ask for sadaki. Sadaki is the mar, is the gift that the woman takes from the husband. It is whatever the woman wants. The woman may say, give me 1 naira. May say, give me 10 naira. She may say, give me a copy of the Holy Quran. Something that makes it easy for the man. And when that is done, we call for witnesses. Two witnesses to it. And then, even if you give people, biscuits, or you cook, rice, or whatever for them to eat, you have done your walima, and that is the end of the marriage. But this simple process is avoided by so many people. We just sleep together. We live together, having illegitimate relationship without the consent of the family, well pronounced, without the knowledge of the society. The evil that this brings is that it brings illegitimate children. I think, most of these questions we are encountered with during Ramadan, when people will ask us, Ustaz, I want to ask you, I have a woman living with me. I have not done the nikah. Can she cook for me? The question is, what is she looking for in your house? So I urge all of us to make our relationship legitimate. The next thing in bringing up our children is that anytime we want to copulate, anytime the husband and the wife wants to have an affair together, they should pray that Allah protects whatever will come out of that sexual relationship, protect it from shaitan, and protect shaitan and save them from shaitan, separate shaitan from them. Eventually, when the wife is pregnant, we should also pray. It is also part of the process of bringing up good children. We should pray, and you have so many examples of this in the Quran. If you look at Surah Imran, Quran chapter 3, verse 35, you see that the mother of Mary gave birth to Jesus. The mother of Mary, while she was pregnant, she prayed to Allah that Allah should make the baby in her womb to be devoted to Allah, and Allah accepted it. And it says, وَإِذْ قَالَتِ امْرَأَتُ عِمْرَانَ رَبِّي إِنِّي نَذَرْتُ لَكَ مَا فِي بَطْنِي مُحَرَّرًا فَتَقَبَّلْ مِنِّي إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. Oh Allah, I dedicate what is in my womb to you. Accept it from me. You are the all-hearing, all-knowing. When she finally gave birth, qalat inni wada'tuha unsa. Oh Allah, I gave birth to a girl. Allahu alam bima wada'at. Allah knows what she has given birth to. There's a difference between a male and a female. Inni sammaytuha Maryam. I have named her Maryam. Wa inni uizuha bika. Oh Allah, I seek your protection over her. Wazuriyataha, and your protection over any other child that she will give birth to. Look at the prayer. You pray for the child and for all the descendants of the child. Then they did not stop there. Fataqabbalaha biqabulin hasan. Allah accepted the prayer with the best of acceptance, and wakafalaha Zakaria. That is the most important thing. Then training follows it. Ambataha nabatan hasana wakafalaha Zakaria. After giving birth to this child, after accepting the prayers, they gave the child the best of training, and the child was brought up by a prophet of Allah, Zachariah. So what I'm saying is that when your wife is pregnant, let your wife pray. You also should pray for your wife. You all of you should pray for the unborn child. When the child is eventually given birth to, you call the Adan to the right ear and the Ikama to the left ear of the child. The way we call the Adan when it is time for Salat. Then also, you also pray for this child. You can get a righteous person to chew dabino or honey, and then you give it as the first food to this child. You pray for the child, and ensure that this prayer is done by a righteous person. You can do it by yourself, pray for your child. Then also, you also ensure that the naming ceremony of the child takes place on the 7th day. If you do not have the means, you can do it on the 14th day. If you do not have the means of doing that, you can do it on the 21st day. Then after the 21st day, if you don't have the means, then any other day that is possible for you, you do it. For the male child, you slaughter 2 rams. For the female child, 1 ram. That's if you have the means of doing 2, you do 2. If you don't have, you do 1. Then apart from that, you ensure that you remove the hair from the head of the child, and you weigh it either in silver or gold, and whatever amounts it amounts to, you use it for sadaqah or for charity. Then apart from that, you give your child a good name. The good name reflects in the life of the children. If you give good names, give names that have good meanings. Abdullahi, Abdurrahman, the servant of God, the servant of the most gracious. You can choose the names names that have attributes of God. The merciful, Allah the clement, Allah the generous. So you can choose all this. You can choose the names of prophets. You can choose the names of companions. You can choose the names of wives of the prophet. You can choose good names of those who came before us. Then apart from that, you disallow people from spoiling the way the names are pronounced. When the boy is Ibrahim, don't let them call him Ibro. It's too bad because it changes the meaning and it may have a connotation of genes. When the boy is Sulaiman, don't let them call him Sulele. When the boy is Abdul Hakim, don't let them call him Akoko Akumari. Don't let them call Abdul Latif Letwa. They spoil the names of children. You must not allow it. It is part of good upbringing by ensuring that the good names that their Lord has given them is not bastardized by people who deliberately, they know how to pronounce it, but they feel it is more convenient to destroy the names. It is also important for us as parents to know that our children must be given the necessary training. Train them in the way of the Lord. Let them know the scriptures. Take them to madrasas. Let them know about their Lord. Let them know about Muhammad Sallallahu. Let them know about the development of good character. Let them know about patience. Let them develop tolerance. Teach them the rights of other people. Teach them the right of their family. Let them respect members of the family. Let them respect their neighbors. Let them respect the poor. Let them respect, those who are wayfarers. Let them respect people regardless of their color, their tribe, their religion, their class in the society. And you also give them contemporary education. Send your children to school. Let them learn. Islam is a religion where you learn. Knowledge is the lost property of a believer. Wherever he sees it, he grabs it. So when anybody tells you book is haram, which is Boko Haram, these are not Muslims. Believers are those who understand that knowledge is compulsory. Knowledge is obligatory. And you must teach your children to acquire the necessary education. They balance the education with the education they have learned from the Quranic schools. Whatever knowledge you have, upon all that I know today, the best of my knowledge is the knowledge of the Quran, is the knowledge of Allah, the knowledge that I have gathered, the knowledge that has made me humble, the knowledge that has taught me that I am nothing. So you must teach your children the knowledge of God. And when you take them to madrasa, be with them in the madrasa. You must also learn. Parents should learn. What you don't have, you cannot give. Don't think about, don't think that knowledge of the Quran is only for your children. It's also for you. Apart from that, many of us, when we see children who are stubborn, these are the ones we take to madrasas. Take them to Ilekeu. Say, you have no choice. You have to go and learn it. But the brilliant ones, we insist that they don't need to go to Arabic schools. They need a combination of contemporary education and the knowledge of God in order to be able to become more responsible in their lives. Another way to train children is to ensure that you do what you want them to be doing. You must be a good example to your children. You want them to perform salat, observe salat. Pray. When you pray, they pray. When you are humble, they are humble. When you are truthful, they are truthful. Anybody who wants to bring up children must know that you are the best example for them to follow. Children listen with their eyes. They don't listen with their ears. What I mean by this is, if you tell your children, don't tell lies, be honest, they are watching you. If somebody knocks at the door and they say, who is there? And they say, oh no, it is Yaologi, who is there? And you say, go and tell her that I'm not at home. That has rendered irrelevant all the admonition that you gave previously. You told your children that they should not tell, you asked them not to tell lies, but you have just, been dishonest. And children are going to emulate this. Apart from that, to bring up your children, you must make sure that even as a child, you give them breast milk. In Quran 2 verse 234, Allah says, وَالْوَالِدَاتُ يُرِدِينَ أَوْلَادَهُنَّ حَوْلَيْنِ كَامِلَيْنِ لِمَنْ أَرَادَ أَنْ يُتِمَّ الرَّضَاعَةَ. So, breast milk is emphasized in Islam. And you can see the World Health Organization also talking about breast milk. It is beneficial to the children. It is more nutritious to the children. It helps the children. And as the mother gives breast milk, the father should provide for the mother. And that takes me to another point. One of the best ways of taking care of your children is to be good to their mother. When you are good to the mother, the children are very good in appreciating what you do. The mother should be good to the father because the children are watching. It is bad when you persecute their mother in their presence. It is bad that you persecute the mother at all, but you even do it in the presence of the children. How do you feel if someone slaps your own mother? How do you feel if someone abuses your mother? The same way you feel is the same way those who engage in domestic violence, is the same treatment you are meting out to your children. It is very bad. A lecture is coming on the duties of husband and wife, but your wife is your companion. You are not supposed to be an oppressor. Your husband is your companion. You are not even expected to oppress your husband. Whatever we do, let us balance it and ensure that we remain as very good examples to our children. Another way of taking care of children is to pray for them. Pray for your children. Pray for them. Your prayers are potent. Your prayers are accepted. The prayer of a mother or a father upon his or her child is accepted by Allah. You must also be their closest friend and their confidant. Don't be far away from your children. The idea of they have slept before I return and then I left home before they woke up is not a good idea. You need to create time for your family. Sit down with them. Tell them the stories of your life. Look at Luqman. In Surah Luqman, Quran 31. You see how Luqman sat his son down, told him about how to be grateful, told him about how not to associate partners with Allah, told him about performing salat, all sorts of good character building. It is important. All of us must dedicate time to sit down with our children. Today we have left our children at the mercy of social media. And in the social media, they are trained in different ways. It's a very wide market. So you must be there with your children to let them know what to watch, what not to watch, to guide them so that things that would destroy them are avoided. You must also know the friends and the companions of your daughters and your sons. Know the friend. Deliberately, you can be friends, to their friends. Be their friend's friend. Ensure that you know who they move with. Because Islam says, Takullah wa kunu ma'a sadiqin. Even when you fear Allah, move with the righteous people so that they do not corrupt you. So a good mother, a good father should be aware of those his or her children move with. You must also ensure that you appreciate your children. Life is not about condemnation. Appreciate them when they do good things. Correct them in a very compassionate manner when they fall into error. Allow them to play. Children can play. You must also play with them. Life is not about being stern-faced, and there's no time for playing. Like I said, keep your promises. If you tell your child, if you do this, I'll give you an apple, make sure you get an apple. Did anybody force you to make the promise? Make sure you fulfill the promise. And if you cross that line, I will smack you. You can do it gently. Make sure you fulfill the promise. The reason is that you find out that people today no longer keep their promises. They will hold the Quran, they will hold the Bible, they will hold the Constitution when they win election, and they will swear on oaths that they will keep the promise. Is a lie. They don't keep promises because where they are born, promises are not kept, in their families. So let children understand what they have come to do in this world. Build your children. Have time for them. Spend money on your children. Don't spoil your children. Don't spoil your children. Don't destroy their future. Let them know that life is not too rosy. Let them go through the different phases in life. Teach them hard work. Teach them personal integrity. Teach them honesty. Teach them humility. Let them be the best that they can be. Teach your children to understand that people must be respected, and respect them. So I urge all of us to you can do better than I have even said. But the message is, take care of your children, develop them, pray for them, watch them grow and become good ambassadors of that family, and be assets to the community. Let them not be liabilities to the community. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.